Well guys, good morning and welcome back for my final video here in Toronto before I head off to Ottawa for the next 3 years. So I'm going to visit the Cooper's Hawks. Haven't been down here for, I don't know, must be 2 months, maybe 6-8 weeks, I can't really remember. But certainly going to be a lot different down here today. When I was here last, the canopy was completely unleafed, and at the moment it's in full leaf, so it's going to be dark in there. Probably not going to see the nest. We're going to get in there, have a look, see if I can get a gap through, see how the Cooper's Hawks are doing, seeing how many young they've got hopefully, and maybe get to see a bit of feeding, a bit of behaviour maybe. And I'm going to spend the morning with them, spend the day down here, and if that pays off and I have a good session with them this morning, then I may get down the river for a kingfisher. But it's lovely and a bit sad actually in a way to be here for the last time. This was a really, really good spot and I'm probably unlikely ever to return here. So kind of got used to these birds and yeah, in a way I will be sad to leave here, but you know, it's been fun. It's nice to move on. New things, new wilderness areas await and new challenges and new species as well. So it's great, broadens me as a photographer as well. That much more experience with different species, and I think change is always a good thing. So let's get in there, get amongst it, and let's hope we get lucky. Well guys, here we are back in the forest and it's dark, but it's lovely and cool. I think today's 28, 29 degrees today. So it's gonna be nice to get here in the shade because it is pretty warm already and it's only early morning. I can't even see the nest for the trees and the leaves. It's not far from here. I hope I can see in. Like I said before guys in many of my other videos, and I'll put some of the videos up above in the top right hand corner, some of the videos I've done here earlier in the season. God, I've lost the nest completely. Where is it? Oh no, I've got it. Oh, I can see an adult bird just on the edge of it. Oh my God, I can see the young just on the edge of the nest. Oh, amazing. I can see one of the young Cooper's Hawks. My God, it's massive. Oh my God, that's amazing. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to set up where I was, but I've got a lovely gap through here. So let's get the kit out, let's get set up. Quick tip guys, when you're getting your tripod out, it sounds daft. It saves a little bit of time as when you're in a hurry. The moment the Cooper's Hawk's right on the edge of a nest, it could move and I'll be completely losing it. Is to, when you open the tripod, just undo them all and just pull it out in one go. Nice and easy, that way. Lock them off and just sort it out a bit later, but kind of in a hurry to get it up. Undo them all, pull them all out. Try not to make too much noise. So with that bird on the edge of the nest, they must be feeding it frantically at the moment. It only looks like there's one at the minute. I'm not sure how many they have, but we need to get in there quick. The bird itself at the moment is lovely illuminated up there. So today guys, I've got the 2 to 4, so it gives me that 560 reach with the 1.4 engaged. So hopefully be able to get in nice and tight. So guys, we've currently got the young bird up there. It's really, really bright. So yeah, it's amazing. Oh no, there's two young birds. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's so nice to see, guys. So nice to see. I'll just flip that around. And if you can probably see there on the camera, a couple of the young. Oh, it's quite special watching these birds for the last year, and I can now see them on the nest with 2 Really, really healthy young birds. And the light's perfectly right on them at the moment. And the parents, the adult birds could be in here somewhere, perched up, could have fed, but they seem quite active on the nest there at the minute. Oh, it's amazing looking, absolutely lovely. Right, let's go in a bit tighter. So guys, great bit of news, we have 3 young. Absolutely fantastic. I'm shooting obviously like this, as you'd expect, for a high nesting bird in a tree like that. They're perfectly happy with me here. I'm on the main path actually, just here, as you can see behind me. So it's not as if I'm providing any sort of disturbance here, but I'm going to move in a minute back to my old spot over the other side where I'm shooting slightly higher up on the bank looking across. Hopefully I can get a gap through. Oh, it's fantastic. See, they've got 3 young. God, that must be hard work for those parents. But being sort of this time of the year now, spring, late spring now, a lot of birds that have arrived here from foreign shores are obviously having young now. So parents are feeding frantically, taking their eye off the ball. Obviously the hawks are taking advantage of that, and young birds that are fledging. So plenty of food. They sort of time their young at that sort of particular time when the food abundance is rather high. So Cooper's hawks will feed on mammal species as well. They'll feed on squirrels, chipmunks, all sorts of voles and stuff like that. So I imagine the food supply is plentiful. Let's hope today that we may see some food coming in and see what sort of species they're feeding on. But I'm going to move along the track now, see if I can go around to my old position, see if I can get a better view really of the nest. So guys, the adult birds have just returned, and this is where I find out if I'm too close. One's landed kind of to my 12 o'clock and one's at my 6, and they haven't got any food, but they're in the vicinity, so I'm just going to work out and see what happens here at the moment. A little vocal call, but not distressed. One's just flown just behind me. So I was just about to move further back, and then they came in. Now I'm loath to move because I don't want to flush them. They know I'm here, they came right over, but just wait for things to go quiet, relax a bit, don't be in a hurry, and then hopefully they'll just resume. Going to check on the nest, and then I'll move further back, hopefully. Got a nice little view on the nest from here, managed to move along a little bit, and I've found a nice gap through. Sun's in a good position, and I'll sit there and stay there, I think, for a few hours. Just dependent on how these birds accept me at the moment. If they don't, like I say, I'll move away and back off. So guys, the adult birds are still close by in the trees. No vocal calls. I can't for the life of me find out where they are. One's probably about 35 feet from me, high up in the canopy, keeping an eye, probably assessing if I'm a danger or not, kind of facing the other way. I've got the camera running. I've now switched to manual focus. I'm on the nest, so doing a bit of video, hopefully a bit of slow-mo. And I've gone to manual because the camera keeps going redundant because of the battery saving, because they chew batteries obviously with the video. So I've switched to manual, and then I'm just running a bit of video, keeping an eye on the canopy. If anything moves, I can click the button and hopefully record as it comes in. So we'll sit here for a bit, see what happens. They're not alarming, they're not distressed, they haven't got food. So I'm just thinking they're just chilling out from a hunt this morning and just letting their food digest, keeping an eye on their young. So we'll see how it goes. And that's the thing about disturbance, guys. You know, if you're getting into photography, you're trying to think, well, what warrants disturbance? How do I read the signs? It does take time to get to know species, to work out the telltale signs of mammals and birds if they're not happy. Sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes it's not. And that's when you need to study and research the species to make sure that you're not causing them that disturbance. If you were to sit here now and there's young in the nest and you're here for about 3 or 4 hours and nothing happened, you'd be thinking, hang on a minute, they've not been in with food, the young will start making a vocal call, begging for food because they're hungry. And then you really know then that you need to move out of there and you're too close. They're hunkered down in the nest now. I think it's quite a deep nest because they're quite well hidden and they're quite big. So there's 3 in there now. I'm really hoping to get some behaviour if the adult birds come in with some food. Yeah, they're just chilling up there at the moment, sitting pretty in a nice shaded spot. So chill out, break out a coffee, I think. Maybe a penguin biscuit my wife brought back from the UK. Miss penguins. Yeah, just chill and see what happens. So an absolutely awesome, in fact, no, Gary Lancell's new word, local Cornish word we use back in the southwest is proper job. So thanks, Gary. This is a proper job. There's the adult female feeding the young at the moment, and there's 4 young in there. 4 young. Unbelievable. So I'm currently filming the birds feeding. If you can see on the nest there, that really is a proper job. It really is a proper job. Beautiful, they've accepted me at this distance. They've been flying around near me. I mean, I've been here so many times over the last year. They're kind of getting to know me now, and they're not bothered. She's feeding well happy there on the nest with 4 young. She was plucking a bird behind me, managed to get a little bit of handheld video and a few stills. God knows what they're going to be like. Oh, it's amazing. The young are there having a look through. I've just got like a nice little gap through the glade here. Oh, it is amazing to see it. It really is. Beautiful. Well, guys, that was a real proper job. The chicks, 4 now. Unbelievable amount of birds in a bird of prey nest like that. 4 is exceptionally good. Just goes to show how good the parent birds are. This is a very, very mature couple. I'll just pop a quick couple pictures of the male and female on the screen. And as you can see here, guys, these are very mature birds, hence the very red eye in the male and the coloration as well in the female. Absolutely fantastic parents. 4 chicks looking really, really healthy. And I've got the female at the moment, and I'm not joking, she is probably about 25 foot up in a tree at the moment, and it's just unbelievable how close she is. It really is. Just not even bothered about me at all. I'm just sitting here chilling out, not moving much, and yeah, I'm just going to break out the brew and just enjoy watching her. She's masked by a few leaves at the moment. As soon as the wind blows, though, it opens it up so I can see her. So I'm hoping to get a couple of shots as that wind blows, and I can maybe, but I'm shooting right into the light there. But it's lovely to see her. She's such a beautiful bird and in amazing condition, considering they're run ragged at the moment, obviously feeding their young, but I haven't seen the male at all. But hopefully we'll get to see him a bit later. Awesome though, absolutely awesome. I'm so happy. It's really, really cool. So guys, it's probably difficult for you to see, but there's a tree just there. And it's kind of just over that way, a little bit more unbelievable. Being accepted by these birds of prey at this distance is phenomenal. And I've found, throughout the year, and I've never watched them with young before. She's preening, cleaning up there. She's looking in the other way. She's not bothered about me whatsoever. And being accepted by these birds in autumn and winter is one thing, but being accepted like this now around their nest site with 4 lovely young in the nest at this distance is absolutely insane, really. You just would never get that at home, and I'd never do it at home. I'm changing the way I do things in a city environment because the birds are so much more tolerant of you. I'm sitting here chilling out. I'm not crashing around the forest. I'm not pushing my luck. I found a position. I'm sticking to it. And if I happen to get some shots of the adult birds coming close to me with food, great. But I ain't going to go chasing them around the wood. It's sit here, bide your time, accept where you are, and just enjoy the birds from this distance. It's fantastic. I couldn't physically get any closer here. And I've just got this gap through the canopy, which is fantastic. It really is. But yeah, she's just having a good old shuffle up there. I mean, no binoculars. She's just there. Incredible, incredible. But I'm so pleased that I'm not causing any distress to these birds. I'm hoping to see the male coming in with food, because I think, like sparrowhawks at home, I think a lot of the time the male in the early stages does all the hunting and gives it to the female. She takes it to the nest, and the male doesn't usually get involved. But I think because the chicks are quite big now, and there's varying ages there. I think they're 2 to 3 day increments as well. But the age of the oldest one is quite considerable considering the youngest one. So I hope they all survive. There seems to be plenty of food. And I think I slow-mode some video, and I think it looked like some sort of rodent. I think it was a bit too big for a bird and heavy, but I got a bit of slow-mo it coming in. Hopefully be able to identify what that is. But I am absolutely buzzing at the moment. It's just fantastic to be in their world, really, and just to witness this and bringing up a family. The heads are just sticking out of the nest at the moment. They are the cutest things ever. But not long before they grow up and be fearsome hunters. But yeah, fantastic. So you've just got the adult birds now just coming in with some more food. It's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely buzzing just seeing these birds like this. It's just incredible. Bug central in it though, absolutely heaving with bugs. It's lovely and airy in here. The light's quite bright today, but we've got canopy on the trees is providing a nice bit of dappled light there. The nest is kind of underexposed, but I don't really have to get too much detail in the nest, and I've got spot metering on, as I said before, a lot better with this light as it is, illuminating, sort of giving some nice exposure on the birds themselves, but obviously then darkening the area around. I generally only shoot with evaluative metering, but it's nice to then change that around a little bit, especially when you've got this sort of changeable light with the bright sky and then cloud. Yeah, just fantastic. It's great. So guys, on the video side of things here at the moment, we've got shooting at 1/50th at 5.6, and I've got a little bit of exposure plus compensation on there. And I'm shooting at 4K 30 because of the light. The ISO's getting pushed up a bit, so I'm at ISO 1000, which is kind of like the top end really for some of the video. But there's also, I don't know if people use it, but the zoom button. So you zoom in, you can check focus on the birds, and as you can see there, you've got the young, one of the young sticking its head up, and you can go in further again and then check focus. But it's a really good thing, especially when it's like this at the moment. If you've got autofocus on it, focus on the leaves, and then the lens is then, and then the young are out of focus. But it's a really, really good tool to zoom in there, just to see, to make sure that that focus is good. I've gone from f8 to f5.6 now, because that light is obviously quite tricky in here, and I'm shooting at higher ISO, so I'm having to afford having less of depth of field there and shooting a bit more wide open here at 5.6, but beautiful to see. So what I have noticed, guys, since I've been watching these guys feeding the young, is that unlike some species, especially like owls, barn owls in particular, that I've studied a lot over the years, is that the young siblings don't half fight over the food, and generally the older bird gets all the food and the runty one doesn't usually get anything. But there's a larger bird that's sitting up on the side of the nest, so obviously the oldest out of the four, and it's just sitting there perched up on the side of the nest, sort of sitting there. The other three are lying down in the nest. Now, seeing the parents come in, they've been equally distributing the food throughout all of the young, and the older bird looks like it's full and it's just not bothered. So it looks like it's kind of quite a nice little agreement there amongst the siblings that the food is shared equally, because there's obviously plenty of food available. There's tons of flies up there buzzing around, so there must be all sorts of manky bits of meat in there. But it's nice to see that they're, not fighting over the food, which means probably that all those four young are probably going to be good to fledge. So at the moment, current situations, we've woodpecker. Got the obviously the birds on the nest. I've got the adult female out to my right now. She's just perched up, having a bit of a preen, having a bit of a snooze. The adult male, I don't know where he is, perched up somewhere. So yeah, I'm hoping he'll be in. I'm hoping she'll hopefully get some food again shortly. It's been an hour or so before the last feed, so hoping maybe we'll get to see something a bit later on this afternoon. But yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of lunch now, and hopefully we'll get some action later. So guys, the chicks are starting to move around at the moment, and I've just, whilst I'm sitting in this position, obviously the tripod is there, camera's a bit further up, I have to keep getting up and down to obviously engage focus, to press record button, take some images, etc. But we've got this, which is the Camera Connect through the app, and you control all your settings there, depth of field, focus, all that sort of stuff, exposure compensation, AF points, whatever, all from your mobile. Saves you having to get up then and then mess around with the camera, probably causing a bit of camera shake as you press the button to record. Obviously a movement of that bird of prey coming in, you see it. I've got 180 degrees here, see the bird of prey moving in, I have to get up, press record, and that way the bird could fly in, see me out the corner of its eye, it's probably already seen me, and then it might change its behaviour. So sitting down, using this, keeping an eye on the actual app itself, keep looking around, as soon as you see it, boom, press the record button, job done. It's a really good bit of kit actually, if you don't want to introduce that camera shake and stuff. But they're starting to move around quite a bit now, stretching, wing stretching, doing the thing. I could have sworn a minute ago I saw a fifth head, but I think there is definitely only 4 in there, which is a tremendous amount really. It just shows how successful they are and how good the parents are and how much food there is. But yeah, that's the Camera Connect app, guys, which is probably available for Olympus, Nikon, Canon, Sony, whatever, depending on what camera you've got, but they are a really good idea in certain situations. But yeah, really, really good. So guys, it's been pretty quiet for the last kind of hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. The Cooper's hawk that was sitting up in the tree slipped away. So they're in here somewhere, probably laid up or hunting. the 4 young have been a bit sort of wing stretching and doing some bits around the nest, and they're just now hunkered down in the nest. So all quite quiet. A couple turkey vultures been overhead, but that often happens at this time of the day. I'm hoping we'll get a bit of action this afternoon. But still, it's nice being here, just in the forest, enjoying it. And there's been a few other bird species, a few cardinals and bits and bobs flying around, but other than that, quite quiet. But you know, you get these sort of times really where things go a little quiet. You've got to be patient and bide your time. But I had a little look over where I saw the coopers plucking prey earlier, and there's a few feathers on the ground near its plucking post. So nothing definitive. I couldn't really ID what it had eaten, but or what it caught. Still, I'm hoping they come back. I'd imagine they are in kind of this rough stuff over here somewhere. But the last thing you want to do is go and have a mooch around in there, because you're likely to flush the bird. And obviously they've accepted me in here this morning and for today, and I don't want to push my luck and start crashing around in the forest. But I'm hoping, I think the young are due a feed at some point. And I think there is 4 in there. I think they have upwards of 2 to 6 eggs, but obviously they're not all generally hatch and they don't all fledge. But I think, you know, 4 young is pretty damn good. But yeah, hoping to get a few vocals later, and hopefully they'll come back in with some food, do a bit of behaviour, and then start feeding the young. But they're not feeding the young as much as I thought. But they're certainly happy with me here, so that's the main thing. But yeah, lunch is gone, coffee's gone. Got a penguin left, and yeah, let's hope in the next 3 or 4 hours we get some more action. Well guys, I just had the most amazing time. I found out where the male brings in the food and food passes to the female every time. That's the 3rd time now. So I'm going to go and set myself up, get the bag hide out, get underneath, and see if I can get nice and close to when they do the food pass and when they start to pluck the food. Absolutely fantastic. They're just feeding as normal, no worries whatsoever. So pack up for a bit, stick the vlogging cam away, get under the bag hide, got a seat. Hopefully I'll get lucky and we'll get some close, intimate shots of the female plucking the prey, and the male momentarily passing it to the female. She doesn't seem to tolerate him at all. She literally just grabs the food, has a go at him, he goes off, and then she plucks it, takes it back to the young to feed. So it's been about 2 or 3 hours between feeds, so I could be in the bag hide for another 2 or 3 hours. So we're going to get down there, get set up, leave the nest be, and hopefully we'll get some great shots, all being well.